Hello, my lovelies. Happy Monday. This is going to be your weekly. Let's see what we have going on for the signs. I'm going to do this one as a collective, so it's not sign specific. Take what fits, leave the rest. We are approaching Halloween next week, so definitely coming to the end of October. We're entering Scorpio season today, so happy birthday to all the Scorpios that watch my videos, whether it's in the month of October or November that you celebrate your birthday. So let's see, how's life treating you guys as a collective? What do we need to know this week? What's the energy going on? Ooh, you look like a shit show. It's time to take better care of yourself and clean yourself up. So are you neglecting your own personal needs? That might be something you need to address. Investing in your future will pay off, so make sure that you invest wisely. Are you running late? Some time management might be needed. Set an extra alarm or a sleep routine might be needed for you to actually function better. And two-faced. Watch out. Someone could have had some work done, or somebody may be being two-faced towards you. Hopefully not. You must work out, gym, exercise, and healthy living. So are you finally starting to realize you have to take good care of your body? And maybe you're getting a pet, a cat, fish, dog, snake, rescue, or some sort of animal lover. All right, let's see what we have going on from our higher self, the person on our mind, or some daily affirmations for the week. What do you guys need to know? Your eyes, I can't stop staring. So someone might be mesmerized by your eyes. The moment that you accept yourself, you grow. So you might be learning things like self-acceptance, self-love. My mind is full of great ideas. So I feel like you could be creating some things. Maybe some creative energy is coming towards you. Inspire and be inspired. It's a cycle. So maybe you need to be inspired in order to inspire other people, or vice versa. And all is well in my world. So if it doesn't feel like all is well, then we need to make some adjustments. Scorpio is definitely the sign of change. So changes, transformations, death and rebirth. So you may be closing out some cycles this week and really trying to adapt or make some changes. Remember that anything that's not working in your life, you can take stock of that, take note of it, and you can make some changes. Let's see what we have going on for some songs. What songs do we maybe need this week? Nothing Compares to You. That's My Kind of Night. Lady. Far Away. And Come Fly With Me. Interesting. So I feel like there is somebody that you're at a distance with, somebody that you're separated from, that maybe wants you to come see them, or vice versa. They might want to come see you. I also feel like they might be planning something for you, and maybe they are planning on taking a trip to see you. I feel like they want some sort of commitment from you, and they may be one number away from actually reaching out and letting you know. All right, so let's see who maybe is this person that's thinking of you, thinking of reaching out, who's thinking about them. We have a Libra or an air sign. Could be a male. An introvert, shy, quiet, and a deep thinker. So maybe they're not really outspoken. Maybe they're kind of shy. May have a birthmark on their face. One of you could have kids. Sometimes this is multiple people, not just a single person. They might ride a motorcycle. A beautiful smile. Letter E. I. Somebody that can't dance. An Aquarius or an air sign. We have Libra or Aquarius. Best friend. Could be a best friend that loves the beach. Sagittarius or a fire sign. Animal lover. Letter O. Listens to rock or alternative. Somebody drives a truck, and a female. So male, female. Leo or a fire sign. Sag or a fire sign. Aquarius or a Libra. Owner of a small business. Letter Y. Somebody could have a crazy ex. Who doesn't anymore, right? Boyfriend. Maybe they want to be your boyfriend. I'm hearing that Justin Bieber song, If I Was Your Boyfriend. Somebody has silver hair and blue eyes. Junk food junkie, and loves to read old books. Could be a Scorpio or a water sign. All right, let's see what might be happening for you this week in love. What does everybody need to know for their love message this week? Ooh, the photographs. So yeah, somebody could definitely be thinking about you, staring at old photos, mementos. I feel like they kept holding on to some of these things, like maybe they had pictures of the two of you together, maybe they had your pictures stored in their phone, something like that they could be reminiscing. Yes, absolutely. So reminiscing, some sort of keepsake. They're learning from the past, trying to make some new memories, but definitely thinking about things. And I feel like one of you is trying to focus on yourself right now, your self-worth. Maybe you're working on healing, some shadow work, or appreciating how far you've actually come on your journey. And that somebody may have ran away from this connection. They might be dealing with fear of intimacy or listening to ego. So those could be some things that need healing. We have both, the runner and the chaser. So the runner runs out of fear of intimacy and listening to ego. And the chaser is somebody who has a fear of being abandoned. So the chaser is constantly chasing and the runner's constantly running until they both heal the things that are keeping them from being in a loving connection. So interesting energy. That's typically seen a lot in, well, I mean, it's seen in a lot of relationships, but especially in twin flames. So you don't have to be a twin flame on the journey, but that's definitely something that we see in a twin flame connection. So yours could be. All right. The advice is that we need to be very careful of a snake in our midst. So somebody who's not trustworthy, somebody who's malicious or manipulative, and that we don't want to always have to look over our shoulder. So we don't want to think that there's like always somebody else. So that might be something that you run from as well. If you've been cheated on, lied to, manipulated, that we need to be careful we're not repeating old cycles, that we want to actually heal what's broken and go forward in a new direction. And that's where the self-indulgence and the shadow work comes in, that we're working on healing. What else do we need to know regarding love this week for my collective? Ooh, it is safe for you to love. So you need to be open to receiving and giving love. So maybe we're really working through our fear. Yeah, you can't make this up. Okay, so you could be dealing with a past life relationship, a twin flame, or a soulmate. You may have known this person before in previous lifetimes. And I was saying the chaser and the runner. So that's really indicating that it could be a twin flame situation. Again, it doesn't have to be. Don't let the titles get you tripped up. I feel like this is just the energy that I'm picking up. You guys have a connection to each other. You've known each other in previous lifetimes. The energy is going to feel very similar to, it just feels really comfortable. Like you feel like you've known them your whole life instantly, even though you may have just met. This is also telling us that there's a lot of chemistry, there's a lot of attraction. And so that makes it really difficult to kind of stay away long term from this person. And that they may have stirred your romantic feelings. Know that your feelings are real and they're worth exploring. All right, so you may need to ask for help. This came out in reverse, telling me that I feel like you don't want to ask for help. Maybe we have some stubborn energy. Could also be some financial issues or career that's maybe getting in the way or taking up too much time. And I feel like you really are trying to attract a soulmate into your life. So this one also came out in reverse. So maybe somebody that you thought was your soulmate turned out not to be. Maybe it's really something more than that. This one also came out in reverse. All right, so let's see what else we have going on. All right, let's see what spiritual guidance we need for the week from our soul's journey. What messages need to come through for the collective? Success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. So that's our first one. We're working towards success. Service. I feel good when I can help others. So maybe you need to be of service to others this week. That could also help bring you some success. And worry. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. So, stop worrying about absolutely everything. Kind of give it up, let it go, so that you can actually find some joy and peace in your life. Speaking of peace, let's see how we find our inner peace. What do we need to know? With a license to chill, highly meditated. So definitely meditate this week. I also feel like that's going to help bring you some peace. Get your sweet ass outside. Live in the sunshine, swim in the sea, and drink the wild air. So you may need to get outside in order to ground. So whether that's sitting on the earth, walking barefoot, if you live near an ocean, walking, in the sand, sitting in the sand, putting your feet in the water, things like that can definitely help ground your energy. And you be you. Practice this radical acceptance. So I always say, be yourself, everybody else is already taken. So that might be something you're working on, is practicing just being yourself. Let's see what we have from Wake Up, Kick Ass, and Repeat. What do we need to know? Give it all you got and don't quit until it's done. So something that you need to keep going on, that you can't give up. You've got to keep going until it's finished or it's completed. You're stronger than you think and smarter than you look, so believe in yourself. Let's get one more of these. You've got this and you can do it. So I feel like there's a lot of doubt, and that might be something that you're struggling with, that you might need to overcome the doubt, believing in yourself. Maybe you need to start doing things where you're helping other people so you worry less. And I feel like that could really kind of change your whole pattern of thinking. So don't quit until it's done, whatever it is that you're working on. You are smarter than you look, and you can do this. You're going to have some sort of success coming to you. Remember that there is no greater goal than to love. All right, and we're going to get you guys some shadow work. I do have a brand new deck that we're going to be using. I posted some little clips of it earlier this last week. So it's called Conversations with Your Inner Self. And this is a identifying your hidden psyche and integrating, accepting, and grow from uncovered truths. Gosh, I'm so tongue-tied today. So this is about shadow work. It's, learning to embrace things about ourselves that maybe we don't want, maybe things that we don't like, things we've suppressed, and being able to integrate those so that we are our most authentic version of ourselves. So that's the purpose of shadow work, is healing things so we can be who we're really called to be and fulfill our mission work, why we're here. Okay, so this one is the Tarot of Light and Shadow, my usual shadow work deck. Let's see what messages need to come through for you guys this week. What are we working through? What things are hidden? What do we need to know? Okay, so we have the Six of Swords. This is telling us that we're looking to find peace and harmony, that maybe we're tired of the conflict and the chaos, and that we're looking to go towards something that's more peaceful, might even be traveling or moving, and strength. When it's in the shadow, it tells us that we feel a little weak, or that we feel ill-equipped in order to make these changes. But the truth is that we're very strong, and that we need to find our courage in order to make changes, and that we're hesitating on making a decision. Lots of indecision might be holding us back this week as well. That we need to find our courage, our confidence, and our strength in order to make some changes, and that we may have turned down some sort of love offer that wasn't quite right for us, that we wanted to go in a different direction. And I feel like we're finally starting to release the past. We're working on going towards our future. What else do we need to know? How do we integrate? How do we find the balance? All right, so the biggest thing I see is that we're going to have to set ourselves free. I don't know why my camera's not focusing. Sorry, guys. Okay, so we've got to be able to see things differently in order to set ourselves free. That we're kind of in this self-imposed stagnant energy, and that we have the ability to change these things, but we've got to shift our thinking. We also might be burned out and exhausted, so maybe changing things up, maybe working smarter, not harder, maybe actually taking the time to rest and recover instead of burning the candle at both ends could definitely be needed. The Page of Swords. Be cautious of people who are gossiping. Be cautious of a lot of talk. I feel like really curious energy. Some people could be spying. I feel like somebody's on a mission to really kind of sabotage your happiness. So be careful with that. And we need some balance. So this tells us we have to stop juggling things and make a decision. We have to let something go in order to create the balance we're looking for. We're also working through some sort of heartbreak, some sort of pain, separation, sadness, fear, and that these are things that we can work through healing. I feel like it's going to take some time, so don't rush the process, but you're starting to heal. Doing the shadow work is usually the first step. Remember, you don't have to do it all in one day. Take some baby steps. You'll get there at some point eventually, right? The Eight of Coins tells us that it's going to require hard work. Work may also be your primary focus right now. Could be that work's taking up a lot of your time, or that you have a lot of obligations and you need to put forth your best foot forward. So quality over quantity this week's going to be important. All right, let's see what kind of issues that we need to identify from conversations with our inner self. What is your conscious mind trying to tell you? Your subconscious mind trying to tell you? What issues do we need to work through this week? Parents. All right, this one says, what was your relationship to your parental guardians like during your teen years? So that might be something you can work through doing some journaling. So all of these, I would say, if they resonate for you, do some journaling. Write what these things mean to you and kind of, let the feelings come up to the surface. Sit with them for a little while and then deep breaths to release anything that's negative. So we start with the parents. Less. What do you need less of? So what can you let go of this week? What do you need less of? The color of. What color is your sadness and why? Anxiety. How do you cope with anxiety? Tolerating. What are you tolerating that you do not want to be? Think of self-sabotaging behaviors and thoughts. So what are you tolerating that we need to release? And censorship. What causes you to conceal or censor yourself? So I love these. They're very thought-provoking cards. All right, so how do we integrate? So what do we need to know? This is how we find the balance. All right, so power. What does living to your fullest potential and power look like to you? Love. When do you feel most loved? So this is like the solution. So parents, power, less, love. They kind of start telling a story of what's going on. Rejection. How have you experienced rejection, and how can you show rejected parts of yourself love and acceptance? Future self. How do you see your future self dealing with your shadow self? That might give you some anxiety. Defining moments. Look at your life experiences so far. What have been the defining moments or turning points? And nurture. What ways can you nurture your inner child or your inner teen? All right, let's get some tarot messages. Let's see what the energy is for this week. Let's see what we need to know. That was the worst shuffle ever. All right, that was a little better. What does my collective need to know for the weekly messages? What energy is coming through? What do they need to know? All right, so we're operating in some Ice Queen energy. I feel like you see something coming, right? So laser focused on something, a situation, maybe it's a person, but I feel like you're looking for balance. You may have been through a lot of battles already. Your heart might be kind of in a cage, and you might be emotionally a little bit shut down, or that you aren't really showing your emotions unless they are cold. So I call the Queen of Swords the Ice Queen for a reason. She doesn't show a lot of emotions necessarily. She has them. She's just holding them back, and she's trying to be more analytical or think about things logically as opposed to showing the emotions. Ooh, could be parental figures, could be partnership, the King and the Queen of Swords. They're a dynamic duo, but they're a force to be reckoned with. There are people who really demand respect and authority, so they could be authority figures, it could be parents, it could be a partnership, but these two really think about things. It's lots of logic. They also could be going through some turmoil in their own personal life. I feel like the two of them together could kind of clash, mostly because of overthinking, that things take a turn simply because they aren't showing emotions, that they typically are in their head. They're overthinking things, they're overanalyzing things, it's facts, it's figures, and so maybe they need to get more grounded and centered in their heart space versus always thinking about things. So that could get in the way this week. Shifting your perspective is going to help you to see things differently. And the Five of Cups is emotions. So I almost get the sense that there's a couple that really does need to operate in their emotions as opposed to just in their thoughts. And I feel like you need to shift your perspective and see that there's still something to salvage there. And that if you expand your horizons, if you see things from a different perspective, you'll realize that there's still emotions there, that there's still something that you can save, that things can turn around for the better, but you have to see it. And I feel like they're not really looking at it. the Queen of Wands. So she's very driven, ambitious, and outspoken. She commands a lot of attention, good or bad, and she's a master manifester. So you could also be resonating with that energy. So we have 2 queens and 1 king so far. There could be some issues going on in a love relationship. I feel like the queen energy for both queens is really kind of very independent. She's doing her own thing. She's confident. She's somebody who's very thoughtful, somebody who's really passionate, and they don't necessarily hold back. So kind of silver tongue or sharp tongue. And I feel like career is the main focus right now. So there could be some new opportunities for work. I feel like some creative pursuits might also be coming through. And I think that there's some opportunities for either a new job, to travel, relocate, improved finances, things like that, that you're leaving what isn't working, especially in your work life or your domestic life, and that you want to actually do something that's more fulfilling, whether it pays better, whether it's better hours, better location, all of these things, that there's something new and better that's coming in, and it allows us to release some sort of heavy burden. I almost feel like you have to look at the situation for what it is before you see the solution that's trying to come in for you. So that may also be important. But it does look like there's some solutions to problems if you think about things maybe more creative than just logical, or vice versa. If you are a very creative person, like I consider myself very creative, sometimes the logical stuff is harder for me than the creative side. And other times it's the opposite. I'm also an overthinker. So if we're in our heads and we're constantly overthinking, that can create issues as well, that we don't necessarily see a creative pursuit that maybe has our name written all over it. All right, there is going to be some sort of communication. It could be from an authority figure or somebody that maybe is a little bit cold, but they may also be expressing their feelings, so you might want to hear them out. I do feel like this is the justice that you need. So maybe it's an apology, maybe it's something that helps to restore the balance where there wasn't balance before. Could be some sort of legal issue that you have to deal with the courts or police for, but something that helps to restore the balance. Remember, Lady Justice comes to sever things that don't work with her sword. She's all about peace, harmony, justice, equal give and take. So remember that that needs to be something in love as well. Gemini energy with the Lovers. So Cupid's arrow has struck. Maybe you guys are going to go get married. Maybe you guys are thinking long-term commitment. Maybe you're going to run off to the courthouse and go sign documents. But there is a decision that needs to be weighed when it comes to love. So choose your partnership wisely. Remember, you want to be still in love in 30 years, not looking at them going, what did I do, right? So make wise decisions. Definitely feel like there's a lot of emotions that need to come to the surface and be communicated. And I feel like that will help get both parties out of their head and realize that the other person truly does have feelings. All right, the Magician, Aries energy. So you may be manifesting the perfect partnership. You might be manifesting some peace in your life, a new job, romance, all of these things. Know that you are the creator of your destiny. So this card tells us that we literally can think it, we can create it. Your thoughts become things. So try and stay positive. If you realize you're overthinking something, especially negatively, shift your perspective and see things differently. You can change the entire course of your day or your life with a thought. So think positive and manifest what you want. It looks like you have a wish fulfillment coming in. For some of you, it could be a job. For others of you, it's romantic ventures. For some of you, it's balance. But there is communication and some sort of wish fulfillment coming in. And for some of you, it is marriage. I feel like for others of you, you may be letting go of a relationship that just wasn't working for you. And so maybe you're dissolving things, however it resonates for you. All right, what else do we need to know this week? So somebody's coming in with a very romantic love offer. I feel like that's the communication that's coming in. They may see you as very nurturing, very motherly, and that you may help to restore the balance in their life. And it's like they have this breakthrough, this creative thinking or a sudden epiphany to go, that's it. I know what I have to do now. So expect some breakthroughs, especially in love this week. And it may have taken a lot of strength for these things to change. But courage is definitely definitely something that will be required in order to make these changes and to get you out of this stuck mentality. So really, again, seeing things differently and setting yourself free from anything holding you back. And I think that there is a lot of unions or weddings that we'll be hearing about. So friends, family, people that you know online, things like that. And that we're going to start to see marriage and unions. The Hierophant is also a spiritual card. It's about higher learning. It's about ascension. It's about connecting to source energy. And that maybe you need to actually connect to those things for yourself as well. So prayer, meditation, all of those things will help connect us to divine energy. All right, it does look like we are making some strides to get out of conflict and chaos. We want to find some resolutions or peace and harmony. So we might be traveling, moving, relocating, or really just getting away from the conflict and chaos. That we've waited long enough for these things to change and turn around. So our ships are coming in and we're starting to really take notice of the things that need to change. There's the King of Swords again. So Mr. Grumpy, he's somebody who can be really difficult to deal with. He's cold, he's abrasive. So we might be having a breakthrough that this person either needs to communicate more effectively or they need to mellow some things somewhere. We do have a new opportunity coming for work and finances to improve. It's a gift from the divine. So if you've been needing some extra money, it does look like there's an opportunity coming and it will greatly help improve things. The fruits of your labor, all the things that you've worked super hard to achieve are starting to come within your reach. So that's excellent news. And the hard work does pay off. So I feel like the biggest thing I see is that we have a lot of hard work and courage needed this week, but it will be worth it in the end because we're actually achieving some goals that we've been looking for. All right, what else do we need to know this week? Knight of Coins again. So definitely some prosperous work things coming in, work prospects, new offers, new opportunities. Hard work will pay off. Travel, relocation, moving to greener pastures, and improvements, creating the balance that you're looking for. I do feel like there could be a reconciliation for some of you, and for others it looks like you're walking away seeking truth and introspection or shadow work, and that we have waited a long time for these opportunities and changes to come in. So again, nurture what you want to grow. You have a lot of achievements or accomplishments that are coming in, but you are also feeling very creative. So it's like fertile ground to create things. It's also creativity, nurturing what you want, empathy, compassion, the divine feminine energy. So maybe you're going to create something with your divine counterpart. I also feel like this is an opportunity that you could be creating new life. So if you're not looking to start a family, be cautious. All right, so we have a lot of independent, passionate, confident energy, especially where work concerns. And we need to be very brave and take some action this week, gathering our confidence so that we can create what it is that we're looking for. And it could be love for some of you. I feel like somebody's going to finally gather their courage to come forward with a love offer, that they're finally going to express themselves. Yep, takes courage and strength, lots of determination to be successful, but things are currently stuck and stagnant on someone's end, so that has to change. There's definitely a decision about love that needs to be made. All right, our final deck. What do we need to know? All right, so whatever pain and deception, things that you've been dealing with that are heavy burdens, toxicity, those things need to come to an end. I feel like some old cycles are on their way out. We're entering Scorpio season today on the 23rd. So this is telling us it's time to go out with the old and in with the new, that we have to let go of the past, the pain, and sever ties so we can welcome in brand new stuff. Again, we need to connect to source energy, connect to our emotions. The Queen of Cups, nurturing empathetic energy. Lots of emotions might be stirred up, coming to the surface. And the Two of Pentacles, we're looking for balance. We don't wish to juggle any longer. We also want balance in our finances. So some positive things are changing. Could be raise, promotion, new job coming to you, but enough to be able to help share the wealth with others. And Scorpio season, so death and rebirth. We're letting go of the old so we can welcome in something new. It's transformative energy. Scorpio is the master of transformation. So you may be during Scorpio season going through some major transformative energy. Think of a butterfly. It starts out as caterpillar, goes into its chrysalis in the cocoon, and it goes through a metamorphosis that borders on death before it emerges a beautiful butterfly, completely transformed. So think of transformation as a process. It's not an overnight thing. It takes time, but on the other side, you have something brand new to start with. So see things at face value this week. Face your fears head on. I feel like you need to feel like you're on top of things again, that things are balanced instead of feeling like you're almost drowning. So we need to face our fears in order to make some wise decisions, and that we have to let go of what doesn't serve us and go in a new direction so that we can get to where we really want to be. There are some sort of breakthroughs or creative thinking going on this week. Embrace those creative thoughts. There could be some sort of shocking, sudden epiphany. Embrace those. Write it all down. Your dreams could be telling you things right now as well. And the Page of Pentacles. You're learning to stand on your own 2 feet. I feel like you're also setting some financial goals for yourself, learning to find the balance instead of juggle, and that you've waited a long time for these things to change. The time is coming for things to actually transform for you. You've waited quite some time, and now it looks like it's happening. The Nine of Pentacles. The fruits of your labor pay off. You're going to have abundance. Things that you've worked for are finally starting to come into fruition. And justice. This is the balance that you need. Whether it comes through a court case, a contract, some sort of intervention, this is telling you that it's time to balance things out and that you need to find peace and harmony. You could also be thinking about love commitments, or that you're spiritually ascending and growing. Each one of these stairs is a new level. And remember, with each new level, it brings new devils, right? So we're going to have more challenges along our path, but we're learning to embrace things. He's sitting there in a yoga pose. He's grounding his energy, and he's enlightened. He's laughing. He's having a great time. It's like the light bulb finally clicks on, and he starts to realize that he's growing and he's ascending, and that he can have the life that he wants if he really sets his mind to it and he puts forward the hard work and effort. So I feel like we're really growing spiritually this week. Again, you could also be thinking about marriage. The Hierophant is always about commitment, and the Two of Cups. So someone's definitely wanting to take the plunge or the risk and kind of go forward into union with somebody that they love, and that may require walking away from old paths or commitments in order to do so. You also need to stop overthinking things and really just focus on what makes you happy instead of what makes you sad, because for some of you there is a new love offer that's coming in. The best advice is to follow your heart, go towards things that fulfill you. That may require some shadow work, some inner work, some healing and reflection. So take some time to yourself and figure those things out. Get out of the state of confusion and really make a decision about your future and what that holds for you. Do you want to travel? Do you want to relocate? Are you wanting to go towards love and commitment? Are you trying to focus on yourself? There's lots of decisions to make about the future, so choose wisely and go towards the path that feels most fulfilling. Have a great week, guys. We'll see you soon.